Hey again, everybody. Um, Today I want to talk about a word that isn't a real word, or at least it's not in the official English dictionary. I'm forgetting where it's from. I should really do more research on these things, but these are just things that I think about. But and a concept that I think about often, especially when things are harder. And I'm glad that somebody put a word to it, and that word is Sonder. And the concept or the definition of this word is it's describing the feeling of when you realize that everybody else, everybody around you, has just as complex, just as deep of a life that you do. And um, this feeling is something that can be kind of uncomfortable. Um, it's more, it feels almost ethereal or existential in a way. Um, and the the thought that comes in my head when I think of this is that it makes me feel it gets me out of my own head and it gets me outside of myself. And it makes me kind of realize like all these people that I'm walking by when I'm on the way to lunch, when I'm on the way to class, whatever it is, and I'm out and I'm seeing people, they have similar thoughts that I do. They've probably been through very similar experiences that I have. And each one of them is uniquely theirs. And there is no one person exactly like the other. And that is it's very humbling. Um, and on the initial thought of it, it can be kind of scary because I think, well, it's very easy for us to get caught up in our own lives and our own schedules and what we have concerns for. And kind of the realization that, like, man, all these other people have their own thing going on. Nobody really cares about, like, my problems. Like, my problems seem so small compared to the problems and the stories of everybody else. Um, so it can be kind of a scary thought, but also I think it can be highly empowering and can really pull you out of um, mental loops that you can get in when you're really wrapped up in your own mind. And of course, this is something that I am very much aware of for myself right now, and something that I'm very much trying to um, use to get my mind off of things. Um, and so I went on a couple walks today. Um, I was just kind of walking around. It wasn't split up into any like two sections of it, but um, on my campus, like there's on the way to the very other side of the campus and the side that I'm closest to, the food court is in the middle. So usually I'll walk through, grab some food, go sit down on a bench outside. And even though it's November, it's still actually pretty nice where I live. Of course, that's not going to be for much longer, which I am not looking forward to. But I'll grab food, go sit outside, journal, read, do whatever it is that I want to do, or just sit and just think and try to be present. So I was doing that today and just walking by all these people. And one thing that you notice a lot, and if you're also in college, you may notice this too, and I kind of challenge you to look for this the next time that you're on the way to class or that you're walking around campus. And notice how many people look up. Take a count, if you can, of who is actually looking up, from their phone, from the ground, um, but not only who's looking up, but who's actually making eye contact. This is one thing that I notice a lot since I've been in college, is that when you're walking around, not a lot of people like to make eye contact with other people. And I kind of made this a game for myself last year of, I want to see how many people that I can look at and smile on my way to class. And, this was just kind of a fun thing because, there was a very low chance that I would see those people ever again. So if it was awkward or, whatever, then who cares, But it's definitely something that I think can spread a lot of positivity. Somebody just smiling at you just really, really does a lot. And so to bring this back to the idea of Sonder, we all are the main character of our own story. And that can be something where if it's taken to an extreme, it can make you a very selfish person. But if it's thought about in the right way, it can be very empowering and can make you want to support yourself more and maybe do things and start habits that are more healthy for yourself. But also, it makes you kind of realize your role in other people's lives, even strangers, and the impact that you can really have on other people, and how much power you really do have and how much control you do have when it comes to the impression that you can give other people. And so with this idea, this is kind of a challenge. This entire video is kind of a challenge that I'm putting onto myself and kind of extending to you guys, of even though you're kind of gonna always be a side character in somebody else's story, you are your own main character. And even though you may be a side character, a small minor background character in this stranger's life that you're walking by, be that one character that everybody likes. Be the happy character. Be the one that just smiles, and maybe you nod, you wave, you say hi. Hey, maybe it's going to start a conversation and you're going to meet somebody that is going to highly impact your life in a very, very major way, and they're no longer going to be that small side character that you just walk by. And so, but I would also say that there's the idea of main character syndrome, and so there is an extreme version of this where it's not so much of a self-propelling, like inspiring thought, but more of a, oh well, I'm the main character, so everything's gonna go right for me no matter what, or like people should be treating me better because like I have all this stuff about me. And that's not what they, that's not how the main character would think, that's not how they, so, so with the idea of this, the idea of Sonder, it's a great way to step back. And it's a great thought, to have when you're struggling personally, because when you kind of look outside of yourself and you realize like, wow, like there's a lot of negative things happening outside of me, and I know there's a lot of negative things happening in me too, but the more that you help to serve other people and be that happy side character in somebody's life, be that sidekick, if you want to call it that, like just be happy and be that light for somebody else. And as you are that light and you are that comfort or that joy for somebody else, it's going to be reflected back onto you. and you might start being that light for yourself as well. And taking yesterday's video into perspective and into context, it's pretty wild how fast moods change, how fast my mood changes a lot. I am still, yesterday's video was definitely a sadder one. And I love the comments on there. You guys are so nice. And today was definitely a better day. I'm not thinking about negative things as much. And I've got some things coming up, Thanksgiving. And I'll be driving home in a couple days. And I have some pre-recorded gameplay, so I should hopefully be able to continue to upload even though I'll be away from my computer. But so I've had things to kind of put my mind on again, and yesterday was very much a example of me letting the silence of my own mind drift into regions that I would rather not be in. And but I know those things have to be confronted, and you can't just bottle those things up forever. So yesterday was definitely a confrontation of that, and it gets better every day. And really making these videos helps so much. It's very much a therapy for me. And I'm excited to continue this, and I'm eager to see kind of what I end up doing with it going forward. And I just also I like playing Minecraft. Like this gives me a good excuse to just sit down and just play Minecraft. And I miss having those long summer days where you're just playing, or Christmas breaks, where you're just playing Minecraft all day. And there's a lot of nostalgia there for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys. So I'm glad that we can kind of collectively share in the joy that is this game, and that I'm able to say these things and speak on these topics and see that it is reaching people, and that it is reaching within myself as well, and it is a therapy. So yeah, but to tie it all up and finish this out, look around you. See every soul. Look into every person's eyes. And maybe not creepily, but you know what I mean. And just think for a second at how complex that person is. And when you look in the mirror, think the same thought. This person has such an interesting story. Every person has such an interesting story. And it's worth it to reach out and maybe learn a little bit about that story. Or be the next good thing in that story. Smile. Be a light. And maybe you're going to end up being that slight exhale, or maybe the entire exhale for that person. So I would encourage you all to do that, and it's something that I'm working on for myself as well. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about, and let me know your thoughts as well. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.